This is lesson 6.5, measurement, changing metric units. The length of two objects are shown below, a paperclip and a CD case. Select three other objects. Find and record the width of all five objects to the nearest millimeter and tenth of a centimeter. I chose a Kindle, a dictionary, and an iPod Nano. I measured those to the nearest millimeter and to the nearest centimeter, tenth of a centimeter. And the rule we come up with in step number 2 is that it would appear if we take the length in millimeters and divide it by 10, that will give us the length in centimeters. Because the relationship that we're using is 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. I measured the length of my classroom. I found it to be 8.3 meters. I know that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So to convert my room to centimeters, I would take my 8.3, multiply it by 100, and my result would then be 830 centimeters. The metric system is a decimal system of measurements. The prefixes commonly used in this system are kilo, centa, and milli. In the metric system, the base unit of length is the meter. Using the prefixes, the names of other units of length are formed. Notice that the prefixes tell you how the units relate to the meter. The liter is the base unit of capacity, the amount of dry or liquid material an object can hold. The gram measures mass, the amount of matter in an object. The prefixes can also be applied to these units. Whereas the meter and liter are the base units of length and capacity, the base unit of mass is the kilogram. To change a metric measure of length, mass, or capacity from one unit to another, you can use the relationship between the two units in multiplication by a power of 10. In my first example, I'm converting 4.5 liters to milliliters. So the relationship I'm going to use is this one. And that is 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. I then multiply my 4.5 times 1,000, and my result is 4,500 milliliters. 4.5 liters equals 4,500 milliliters. In my second example, I'm using the relationship that 1 millimeter equals 1,000th of a meter. I then take my 500 millimeters times the 1,000th, 0.001, and my result is 0.5 meters. So in example A, the relationship I'm using is that 1 gram equals 1,000th of a kilogram. So to convert my 25.4 grams to kilograms, I'm going to multiply by 0.001. And my answer then would be 0.0254 kilograms. In my second example, millimeters to meters, and again that's a smaller unit to a larger unit. 1 millimeter, actually it's, yes, no, that's correct. It's 1 millimeter equals 1,000th of a meter. So my 158 times 0.001 gives me 0.158 meters. The California grizzly bear was designated the official state animal in 1953. Use the information at the left to find the maximum weight of a grizzly bear in grams. You're converting kilograms to grams. Since the maximum weight of a grizzly bear is 521.64 kilograms, use the relationship 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So I would take my 521.64 kilograms times 1,000 grams. My result then would be 521,640 grams. In example C, a bottle contains 1.75 liters of juice. How many milliliters is this? So 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So I would take my 1.75 liters times 1,000, and my answer then would be 1,750 milliliters. To convert measure between customary units and metric units, use the relationships below. Very difficult to do, very confusing, very hard to memorize. Seldom used. Almost need a chart to do that successfully. To convert 17.22 inches to centimeters, round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. Use the relationship 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. Take your 17.22 inches times 2.54 centimeters, and your result then is 43.7388 centimeters, which rounds to 43.74 centimeters to the nearest hundredth. Convert 828 5/10 millimeters to cups, round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. 1 cup equals 236.59 milliliters. Multiply by 1 over 236.59, which means we're going to divide. And our result then is 3.5 cups. We're going to go from cups to milliliters. And our relationship is 1 cup equals 236.59 milliliters. So we're going to take 7.44 times 236.59, and we get 1,760.23 milliliters rounded to the nearest hundredth. In example E, we're going from pounds to kilograms, and our conversion there is 1 pound equals 0.4536 kilograms. 4536 kilograms. Remember what I said, how hard it would be to memorize this? So I'm going to take 22.09 times 0.4536, and my result is going to be 10.02 kilograms, and again that's rounded to the nearest hundredth. Liters to gallons. What I know is that 1 gallon equals 3.79 liters. So what I'm going to use is this ratio, 1 over 3.79. That's my gallons to liters. I'm going to multiply that by 35.85. Put that in parentheses, and my result then is 9.46, in this case, liters. Converting with rates rather than relationships or powers of 10. The speed of light is about 186,000 miles per second. Find the approximate speed of light in kilometers per second. So 186,000 miles per second is the speed of light. I'm going to multiply that by 1.61 kilometers per mile. That's my relationship of kilometers to miles. I divide out the similar units, and I end up then with 186,000 times 1.61, which gives me 299,460 kilometers per second. All right, example 9. Chuck runs at a speed of 3 meters per second. So we're going to go 3 meters in 1 second. About how many feet per second does Chuck run? So what we're going to do is we're going to use our relationship of 1 foot for 0.30 meters. Divide out my common units. I have 3 divided by 0.3, which means he runs about 10 meters per second. Well, let's see. Let's not do all of these. There's way too many. Let's do the odd numbers on this side. 3.7 meters to centimeters. What I know is that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So I'm going to take 3.7 times 100, which gives me 370 centimeters. That's example number 1. Number 3, 1,460 milligrams. I'm going to convert that to grams. And what I know is that 0.001 milligrams equals 1 gram. So I'm going to multiply 1,460 by 1,000, and my answer is going to be then 1.46 grams. Example number 5. 9.36 yards. I'm going to change that to meters. And what I know is that 1 yard equals 91 hundredths of a meter. 1 yard equals 91 hundredths of a meter. So I'm going to take my 9.36 times 0.91. 9.36 times 0.91 gives me, to the nearest hundredth, about 8.52 meters. Number 7. 58.14 kilograms. I'm going to convert that to pounds. What I know is that 1 kilogram or 1 pound equals 0.4536 kilograms. So I'm going to use the rate this time, 1 over 0.4536 times 58.14. And when I multiply that out, I get approximately 128.17 pounds. And my last example I'm going to do is number 9. About how many feet does a team of athletes run in a 1,600 meter relay? Well, 1,600 meters. What I know is 1 foot equals 0.30 meters. So I divide out my common units. I then take 1,600 divided by 0.3, which gives me 5,333.33 feet. At this point, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new vocabulary, all related to the metric system. You can find those in your book or on the online glossary. At this point, you should quit the video, go back to my Moodle page, and take the Lesson 6.5